The Journal of Consumer Research issued a study that said caregivers view their elderly consumers as old when they can no longer perform what they call everyday consumption activities, regardless of their age. Now, consumption activities are things like shopping, preparing meals, doing housework, going to the doctor, taking meds, managing their money. You may actually be considered old when you're not old at all chronologically. And so what happens is older consumers start negotiating their identity with their caregivers around their consumption activities as if they had approved their worth. They also hide some of their behaviors. For example, they don't tell their caregivers they still drive if the caregiver previously stated some misgivings about their having to drive. And so the study authors concluded that you need to be careful how you treat, and particularly how you label those that you're taking care of. If you label them unaware, confused, dependent, they don't feel as valued. And because of that, they will mimic behaviors you want. And they will become probably more victims than robust elderly citizens in our communities. Perfect example of this was during Thanksgiving when my sister was visiting, and she had my mother, and my sister is a caregiver for my 91-year-old mom. Well, you know, mom has a lot of trouble walking. At least that's what we hear from, you know, my sister in Florida all the time. Well, we went to one of the biggest shopping malls here in the Charlotte area, and my mother literally walked from one end to the other with her walker and wound up at the food court and ate a full meal and was having a great time. She was in an environment where we didn't question her ability to do that. And what was funny is that my sister and my brother-in-law came up to us at one point and said, "Oh, she's just faking it." So it's interesting how you put on different behaviors depending on the circumstances and the perception of the caregiver who's taking care of you, because it's better to do that than to fight when maybe you have actually a lot more abilities than you're putting forth. It's an interesting dilemma. It just goes again to show you that we really need to value our elders and understand that they probably can offer a heck of a lot more if we let them. Thanks.